So let's get right into it. Today, we are talking about a pretty surprising AI business that honestly, almost anyone can start, and you can do it with completely free tools. Now, it might not sound flashy, but trust me, the results can be absolutely staggering. But let's just start with the big question, right? How can a business that seems, well, kind of boring on the surface actually be a hidden gold mine, pulling in over $1,000 every single day? Let's actually break down the numbers and see how this is possible. Okay, so check this out. This number, $450, is the estimated daily profit from just one self-published, super niche novel on Amazon. We're talking about a single book, after Amazon takes its cut, earning this much a day. And of course, it gets even better. That one book was part of a 4-book series. So this number, $829, is the estimated low end of the combined daily profit from all 4 books. I mean, we're already talking about some seriously life-changing income here. But the high-end daily estimate for that same 4-book series, it's even more impressive, over $1,100. And get this is all from an author with no social media following, no public profile, nothing. It's just wild. So what is this business? Well, it's what we're calling the niche novel business. And the secret sauce is using AI to quickly create stories for these hyper-specific, totally underserved audiences. We're not talking about broad genres like romance. We're talking about crazy specific stuff like age-gap enemies to lovers werewolf romance. AI just makes it possible to test these ideas without spending years writing a book that might not sell. Okay, so you're probably thinking, all right, I'm intrigued. How do I actually do this? And the best part is you can get started for free. Let's take a look at the essential AI toolkit you're going to need. Here it is. This is basically your free AI publishing suite. You've got Perplexity AI for all your market research, finding out what readers actually want. Then you have Claude, which is going to be your writer and your editor. And finally, Nano Banana Pro, an AI image generator that's going to handle your book cover design. And like I said, you can start with the free versions of all 3 of these. All right, now this is important. Before you jump in and start generating chapters, there is a super critical step. You have to build a blueprint for your story. This planning phase is really the secret to working effectively with AI and making sure your story doesn't fall apart later on. And here's exactly why that blueprint is so important. As this quote explains, AI models have something called a limited context window, which is just a fancy way of saying they have a short-term memory. So if you just tell it to write chapter by chapter, it's going to forget key characters or plot points, and you'll end up with massive holes in your story. So to get around that, you use this simple 4-step blueprint. This process basically gives the AI all the crucial information up front so it can't forget. First, you find a profitable niche. Then, you plot the ending first. After that, you create detailed character profiles, and finally, you combine all of that into a full story outline. Let's start with step 1, the research. Using something like Perplexity AI, you can basically tell it to scan platforms like Reddit and X for conversations about what genres readers wish there were more of. And this is how you find those little gold mines, these underserved niches like monster romance or lit RPGs. Now for that second step, which sounds kind of weird, right? Plotting the ending first, you just tell Claude about your niche and your audience and ask it to generate, say, 10 different ideas for an ending. You simply pick the one you like the most and then ask the AI to flesh it out into a full, detailed final scene. This gives your story a really clear destination from the very beginning. Okay, so you've got your characters and your ending. Now you need a structure to hang it all on. And the Save the Cat method is perfect for this. No, it's not about actually saving cats. It's a famous 15-step story formula that creates this really satisfying arc for readers. It's kind of like comfort food in book form, which is exactly what a lot of niche readers are looking for. So the final step of your blueprint is just putting it all together. You'll start a brand new chat with Claude, you'll upload that detailed ending you created, you'll upload your character profiles, and then you ask it to generate a complete Save the Cat outline, all broken down chapter by chapter. This document becomes your master guide, your holy grail for writing the actual book. All right, with that blueprint complete, now the real fun begins. It's time to actually generate the full manuscript, using our outline to guide the AI, one chapter at a time. Now, look, when you're using free tools, you're going to run into some limitations. AI chatbots use what they call tokens. It's basically just units of text.
The free plan will give you a certain amount to use every few hours. If you run out, no big deal, you just wait for them to reset. And if the AI starts getting forgetful, you've probably just hit its memory limit. The fix is super simple. Just start a new chat, re-upload your Blueprint documents, and pick up right where you left off.
So what does that actually mean for you in practice? Well, even on the free plan, you've got enough tokens to generate about 2 full novels every week. That is more than enough for anyone just starting out. The pro plan, for about $20 a month, just lets you scale up that output later if you decide to go really big. Once your manuscript is all generated, you are on the home stretch. So let's quickly walk through the final steps to get your book from just a text file to a real product for sale on the biggest bookstore in the world.
Here's the final workflow. You're going to edit the manuscript, create a professional cover, write a really compelling product description for your Amazon page, and finally, upload it all using Amazon's free Kindle Create software. And you know what's cool? AI can help with pretty much all of it.
First up, editing. You can actually upload your entire finished book to Claude or ChatGPT and ask it to act as your editor. It'll check for plot holes, continuity errors, stylistic problems. In one example, it actually found a whole duplicated scene in Chapter 9 that a human editor might have totally missed.
Next up, the cover. Now, this used to be a huge hurdle, right? You'd have to hire a graphic designer, spend a bunch of money, but now with AI image generators like Nano Banana Pro, which you can get for free with a trial of Google's Gemini Pro, you can create a professional, eye-catching book cover in just seconds. You just describe what you want. It is an absolute game changer. Your book also needs a fantastic description for its Amazon page. And this isn't just to sell the story, it's so people can find it. For example, you could give ChatGPT a prompt just like this one, telling it to start with a hook, focus on the niche, and weave in specific keywords that your target audience is searching for.
See, a well-crafted, keyword-rich description basically acts as free marketing. It helps your book pop up in Amazon search results when readers are looking for those specific things, driving all this organic traffic to your page without you having to spend a single dime on ads. And that really brings us to the final thought here. When AI can handle the research, the writing, the editing, the cover design, and even the marketing copy, all of the traditional barriers to becoming a publisher have just completely vanished. So the only real question left is, what's stopping you?